By 1860, the United States was a fragile system under fatal strain. A deep paradox underpinned the Republic. The rhetoric of white liberty depended on an economic engine of black chattel slavery. Decades of political compromises failed to resolve this structural flaw, leaving the internal tension to build until the mechanism of government began to fail. By the 1860 election, the era of debate had ground to a halt. Violent conflict became the only remaining way to settle the contradiction. The election of Abraham Lincoln provided the trigger. 11 slaveholding states seceded to protect their economic and social foundations. War began at Fort Sumter, leading to a military mobilization on a scale never before seen in the American Republic. At least 2 million men eventually joined the United States ranks. At first, the North's objective was strictly limited. They fought to suppress a rebellion and restore the map, not to end the institution of slavery. Leaders on both sides initially misunderstood the nature of the struggle, preparing for a traditional war that would return the country to its previous status. This was a modern war, driven by the relentless engines of new technology. It rapidly turned a regional rebellion into an industrial total war. Railroads moved hundreds of thousands of troops across vast distances, sustaining armies at a scale that once seemed impossible. Naval combat was redefined by ironclad warships, while on land, new rifle muskets made the battlefield significantly more lethal. The war mobilized the entire population. Women ran the factories, managed massive farming operations, and treated the wounded in military hospitals. The North's industrial resources collided with a resilient Southern defense, resulting in hundreds of thousands of casualties without a clear breakthrough. Union generals eventually realized that defeating the enemy's army was only half the task. They had to destroy the South's ability to wage war. The war's most revolutionary change began on the plantations, driven by the active agency of enslaved people. Hundreds of thousands of individuals fled to Union military lines, forcing the government to address the reality of their freedom. This mass exodus gutted the Southern agrarian economy and provided the North with a decisive strategic advantage. Nearly 200,000 black men took up arms in the United States military, physically embodying the shift in the war's purpose. The relentless friction of the war converted the objective from preserving a union into a mission to destroy slavery forever. By the spring of 1865, the Confederacy collapsed under the weight of total economic and military suffocation. The conflict claimed 620,000 lives, making it the deadliest in American history. This divergence shows the South losing 60% of its wealth, while Northern industrial wealth surged 50% over the decade. This massive growth established the economic foundation for the United States' international influence in the following century. The conflict effectively dismantled the old agrarian world, replacing it with an industrial powerhouse. The most significant outcome was the dismantling of chattel slavery, resulting in the freedom of 4 million people. Public memory of the struggle immediately fractured. While millions celebrated emancipation, ex-Confederates promoted the lost cause myth to downplay slavery's role. The Civil War was a trial by fire. It did more than save a nation. It eradicated a fatal flaw and redefined American freedom.